Okay, Shalom. I want to start giving all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, and respect and charity to all you brothers out there on the battlefield, putting your line on the front line to preach this gospel of truth, okay? To wake up, Lord willing, the elect. And hopefully we are the elect, okay? So on that case, I want to warn you brothers to be careful about this infectious disease that's spreading, okay? It is very infectious, and a lot of brothers is getting sick over this. So this is called C-diff. The name of this is called C-diff. And I'm going to show you what this doctrine is, okay? And what this affection of this doctrine does, okay? To the unlearned individual, okay? To the unlearned individual, it's called, what is a C-diff infection? Clostridium difficile, or C-diff, is a specific kind of bacteria infection that causes mild to life-threatening forms of diarrhea and colitis. It is caused by a bacteria, not a virus. The infection is often called Clostridium difficile associated disease, or CDAD, or Clostridium difficile infection, CDI, to describe a number of related illnesses such as diarrhea, colitis, perforation of the colon, a hole in the intestine. C. diff produces a toxin when in your intestine that causes the diarrhea and colitis. Colitis. My bad, colitis. Once you're infected, it's very easy to spread C. diff bacteria from one person to another, though it's primarily spread between people by dirty hands and not washing hands before food preparation and eating. C. diff is a spore-forming bacteria. A spore is a hard shell that sometimes the bacteria can wear to protect themselves in harsh environments for long periods of time. Think of a seed. This hard shell makes C. diff more difficult to treat, harder to clean, and easier to become contagious to others. It makes it hard to kill, and it can't be treated with standard antibiotics. In fact, many antibiotics will make the infection go worse. Okay, now the reason why I'm using this, okay, as an illustration, because there's a lot of false doctrine going out here, okay? And if you don't have the full armor of the Lord on you, you might be swept up and taken away from these false doctrines. So I use this as symbolic to these false doctrines that's spreading among Israel, okay? This is C. diff infection, okay? So be prepared. And these are from brothers that's dirty, not washing their hands. These are brothers that's just spreading, eating, taking a dump, getting up, you know what I'm saying? Making you a sandwich, okay? Or offering you some food, or even shaking your hand, you know what I'm saying? And it's contagious because they're nasty. Okay? They don't even know the moral laws on certain things. You know what I'm saying? So this affection is spreading. Okay, and just like in the gospel, they have men coming up and they teaching these weird doctrines. I call them doctrines of devil, or better yet, C. diff infection. Okay? Brothers shake your hand, ain't washing their hands, taking a piss, not washing their hands, and all types of things. You know what I'm saying? So how do you stay away from that? You have to take on the full armor of the Most High. This C. diff infection is spreading among Israel. One of them, you brothers heard that there's no missiles. The other one is no 12 tribes chart. It's not in existence. Okay, it's bull crap. Okay, and a lot of these things are interpretations of men they're saying. So they're going off, and it's really because they probably upset with, you know, how they was treated by other brothers and other camps and stuff like that. And there are some doctrines that brothers do go off on. But here's my thing. You can't change the whole doctrine. So be prepared of C. diff infection. It's highly contagious, Israel. It's highly contagious. And what kills me, when this doctrine is spreading around, it's like ammonia and people getting sick from this, right? Other brothers that's from Israelite camp is not checking the brothers and asking them about that doctrine. You see them all on Facebook. You see them all on there, and they're part of Israel. But nobody of Israel is asking them about that 12 tribes chart. Or ask them to break that down. Okay? or even question them about like, yo, where y'all get that from? Okay, so it's the C-diff doctrine. It's highly contagious. Beware. Now let's go into the scriptures. Let's go into Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Okay? Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit. These niggas are spoiling you through philosophies and vain deceit. Okay? They want to get their numbers up. They want to get their name up. And they want to be, oh, these guys are deep in Israel. We're coming up with a new doctrine. Okay? And then you got stupidos. You know what I'm saying? You got the three dumb musketeers picking it up. Larry, Moe, and Curly. Okay? And they spread, and whoever else of Israel that's accepting that stupid doctrine, that's the C-diff doctrine of infection, okay? And they messing up everything in Israel, trying to mess up everything according to their own tradition, according to themselves, getting deep, okay? And it says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, because that's what these niggas came up with. That ain't of Yahweh Shah. Because you have in Revelation 144,000 out of each tribe. Okay? You have the 12 gates. Okay? Is this all symbolic to Israel? Okay? So the chart is you may not know who you are according to the chart, but that chart stands. Because that chart is part of the nation of Israel. You don't even have to do much research on that, man. That's a weak doctrine. Okay, but anyway, so you not to get the infection, take a lot of vitamin C, and that's studying and meditation on these scriptures, building up your immune system. Okay, read it again. After the tradition of men, start from the top. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit. That 12 chart, that no thermonuclear missiles, whatever, niggas covering their heads. Okay. Saying that was poor thing, whatever they want to do, saying that. I just, it's just crazy. Next we're going to be able to smoke weed and cigarettes because, it was an herb, so we could roll it in tobacco, we could smoke it because, see, the Most High knows that it's an herb, you know what I'm saying, in a cigarette, but you know what, you could take the cigarette and you could purify your soul according to this and that. Read it again. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahweh Shai. So these guys is not, this doctrine, this C-diff infection, which consists of, it's highly contagious, brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel. It's highly contagious. Okay? They want to come up with something brand new and be like, look at us. We got the new Jews. We dropping some new Jews. Stay away from it. It'll make you sick. It'll make you sick. All right? And also, let's jump to verse 7. It says, as you have therefore received Mashiach Yahweh the Lord, so walk you in him. Follow these commandments. Stay in this room rooted. So you don't get infections and diseases and plagues. Okay? Rooted and built up in him and established in the faith. As you have been taught. What have you been taught? Some things men come up with is probably they add on to it, you know what I'm saying? But that it doesn't mean everything. And for you to come up and to try to take out what's in this book, okay? And Ezekiel 38, I believe it's 38 and 39 or 37 and 38, one of the above, one of those, okay? It's mentioning missiles. Now, do we have to say missiles? Okay? So does it have to say MISSLE for you to see that that's in the Bible? Okay? These guys are phony balonies. These guys are trying to come up to be known as, look at us, Israel. We come up with new doctrine, and these guys are hypocrite. Okay? They're not real. Okay? They started off as doing good, but they got ahead of themselves. They blown up in their own mind and their own understanding, you know what I'm saying, with doo-doo doctrine, C-diff doctrine. It's an infection, brothers and sisters. Let's go back. It says, verse 7. We in Colossians chapter 2. I read 8. We're going to go back to 7 because this is where it's about. rooted and built up in him and established in the faith, as you have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. A lot of you guys talk about certain things that you don't even wear, that you weren't even near. Now, there's men that was there a part of other groups. You've never been a part of a group. Some of you don't even know the scriptures. You just going by what your man tells you because that's your man. This ain't about what your man tells you. Okay, this ain't about jumping on a bandwagon to be cool because you was in the Bobo classes all your life and you didn't have friends. This ain't about that. This is about making friends with Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? And then he'll give you angels to protect you. These are the real friends that you need. Okay? Spiritual friends. Then on earth you do that. Okay? You find brothers that's in the same like mind. Go ahead. As you have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the traditions of men. This is what men making up. So don't let these niggas come with this C-diff doctrine. Okay? This is a C-diff infection. Okay? And it's going amongst Israel. Okay? And the only way for you to stop this C-diff doctrine is stay rooted and meditating on vitamin C. And drink plenty of alkaline water, which only comes from the Bible. And that's of Yahweh, which comes in the volume in the book. Last scripture, Galatians 4:3. Because I don't want you brothers getting sick and vomiting and getting hepatitis C. You know what I'm saying? For taking this C-diff doctrine. It's highly contagious, brothers and sisters. Galatians 4:3. It says, even so, when we were children, we were in bondage under the elements of the world. Okay? But see, you're not in bondage anymore, brothers and sisters. Okay? You're not in bondage anymore. Okay? Because when you have your Mashiach Yahweh, you're free. Okay? You're free. All right? And with faith, you can stand the machinations of the devil, and the devil has men working for them as well. And he could use other men to spread forth his doctrine. Okay? Like this C-diff infection that's spreading amongst Israel. Okay? So be aware of that. Even so, when you were children and you were under bondage, we in Galatians 4:3. Even so, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Now, who is that talking about? Who is these adoptions talking about? Is it talking about the whole world? No, it's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who Christ came for, right? Okay, who you ignorantly call Christ. That's who he came for, right? So why are you saying that the 12 tribe chart is irrelevant? Okay? And now that you say that you did the scriptures, you did research, it's over with. Okay? And it says, and because you, verse 6, and it says, and because you are sons of the Most High, has sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your heart, crying, Abba, our Father. That's it on that. But what I'm telling you is this. Stay in this book. Okay? You are adopted in and grafted in, not because you are something else, because you are the children of the Most High, Lord's willing. And first and foremost, he coming from the elect, the people that's pushing his word, his sons and his daughters, 144,000 out of each tribe. That's your chart and alone. Now, do you know who you are? You know what I'm saying? Through oppression and being mixed up? Answer that. No, you don't. But you know you are part of that nation. And what counts? The nation counts. Because Yahweh said that's who he came for. That was our only reconciliation with the Most High. He was the medium for our sins. Okay? For Israel. Okay, not for the world. So that's to bring the nation of Israel, 144,000 out of each tribe, men, women, and children. Am I correct? Watch out for the C-diff infection, brothers and sisters. Okay? Take your vitamin C, which is meditating on these scriptures, and drink a lot of alkaline water. Okay, so you don't get infected by the C-diff infection. Another episode of Performing Arts, Brother Shema Basar. Shalom.